Assalamu alaikum. Today's topic is about surds and indices. So first, let me explain you what are indices. Indices is plural of the word index. If I ask you express this number, for example, 81 as product of its prime factors. So you can write 81 as 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And you may express this as 3 raised to the power 4. Here this 3 is called base and 4 is called index. Index, or you can say exponent or power. So in this video, you will learn to simplify expressions involving indices. And you must know all the laws of indices. Like first law of indices states that when you multiply two expressions with same basis, then we add their powers or add their indices. This is called first law of indices. And second rule states that when bases are same and you divide them, then you subtract indices. Then we have third law, which states that am raised to the power n is equals to amn. Means we multiply these two indices. Fourth law states that if indices are same and bases are different, then you multiply bases and express with a common index. Like am times bm is ab, you multiply a with b and whole raised to the power m. Same rule applicable for division. A over b whole raised to the power m. And then sixth rule is a raised to power 0 is 1. And seventh and the last one is if index is negative, then you can write it as 1 over am, and this is the way you can make this index positive. A raised to power minus m is equals to 1 over am. Means you can take reciprocal of this. So these are laws of indices, and we use all these laws to simplify expressions involving indices. So I give you a few examples. Okay, how can you apply these laws? I will take some questions from your book. Like, for example, question is of the type, we start from a simple one. Question number 1, or you can say example number 1. It's 3x square y times 5x raised to the power 4 y cube. So you see there is a multiplication sign between these two expressions. So you multiply numbers. 3 times 5 is 15. And bases are same, x and x, so you can add powers. It will be x raised to the power 6 and y raised to the power 1 plus 3 is 4. Here you applied first law of indices. Now I'll give you more examples. For example, question is x raised to the power -1 whole square times x raised to the power 1/2 raised to the power 8. Now you are going to apply third law, and we multiply -1 with 2, and then you get x raised to the power -2 times, and when you multiply 1/2 multiply by 8, you simplify and get 4. Now further simplification is possible because bases are same, then you can add indices. So you will write here -2 plus 4, and -2 plus 4 is x squared. Now I give you more examples. For example, question is, okay, you have to simplify an expression of the type 3xy squared times square root of x4 y6 divided by 2x4 y cube whole square. So simply first you will expand it. You can write 3 square is 9. 1 times 2 is 2, so it's x squared, then y squared. And you know the meaning of this sign square root means whole raised to the power 1/2, right? So it means that whole raised to the power 1/2. So you are supposed to multiply this each power by 1/2. So you are supposed to write x4 times 1/2, y6 times 1/2. And this is how you remove this sign, square root sign. Now we apply same concept. 2 squared is 4, and 4 2 times is 8. This is third law of indices. We multiply them. Y3 2 times is 6. Now again you can simplify. New expression is of the type 9x squared y squared times x squared y cube divided by 4x8y6. Now you can further simplify it. So you can write here 9x squared and square. First law of indices states that if bases are same, then we add their power. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 3 is 5. Now the fraction means division. So now you apply second law of indices and we subtract powers. 4 minus 8 and y5 minus 6. Now this becomes 9/4 x raised to the power -4 and y raised to the power -1. You may leave your answer here, or if you want to give your answer in terms of positive indices, then you take these two terms down. So it becomes x4 and y raised to the power 1. So this is how you can apply these laws of indices to solve different questions. Now I give you more examples. For example, if you are given a question of the type, you are given that x raised to power minus 1 times cube root of y square divided by square root of x raised to the power 6 and y raised to the power minus 2 by 3 is equals to x a y b. And question is find the value of a and b. Find the value of a and b. Now what you have to do, you need to just solve one of the side. So more you can simplify all the indices on the left hand side, like x minus 1, the square root means the whole raised to the power 1 by 2. So you can write like this. We remove this root sign. And similarly, cube root means whole raised to the power 1 by 3. So you remove this sign as well. So x raised to the power 6, y raised to the power minus 2 by 3, whole raised to the power 1 by 2. Right? So here we are only solving left hand side. Now we apply laws of indices. X raised to power minus 1 times 1 by 2 is x raised to the power minus 1 by 2. And y squared times 1 by 3 is y raised to the power 2 by 3. We apply same law to solve denominator. And you will write here x raised to the power 6 times 1 by 2 and y raised to the power minus 2 by 3 times 1 by 2. This is x raised to the power minus 1 by 2, y raised to the power 2 by 3, x cube, and you can simplify and write y raised to the power minus 1 by 3. Now we apply division rule. We change signs here. New rule, x minus 1 by 2 minus 3, y 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 2 or minus 3, you can take LCM. So minus 6 and minus 1 is minus 7 by 2. And here minus 2 by 3 and plus 1 by 3, 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3 is 3 by 3, which is 1. And given that this whole expression is equals to XA YB. Now you can compare these indices and you find that the value of A is minus 7 by 2 and value of B is 1. So this is how you can find values of unknown as well. When you are given an expression which involves indices. So I solve one more question for you. Next question is, simplify one plus x raised to the power 3 by 2. minus 1 plus x whole raised to the power 1 by 2. Now you observe that there is an addition sign between these two. So you cannot apply any law of indices, means that you cannot write 1 raised to the power 3 by 2 or x raised to the power 3 by 2 here. Or same, you cannot expand. You cannot write 1 raised to the power 1 by 2 or x raised to the power 1 by 2 over here. So what you need to do, you can write 1 plus x raised to power 3 by 2 as 1 plus x times 1 plus x whole raised to the power 1 by 2. Now you see bases are same here. And when you and there is a multiplication sign between them, and when you add their powers, which is 1 plus 1 by 2, your answer is 3 by 2. So this is basically converse of the laws of indices. You can break 1 plus x whole raised to by 3 by 2 into two parts, that is 1 plus x times 1 plus x raised to the power 1 by 2. Now we have these two expressions with a multiplication sign between them, and there is another expression 1 plus x whole raised to the power 1 by 2. Now from these two you can take 1 plus x whole raised to the power 1 by 2 as common, and you just left with 1 plus x here and minus 1. Now you can simplify, and your final answer is x into 1 plus x raised to the power 1 by 2. And next video, you will learn to solve equations involving indices.